Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another video. Now, in this one, I'm going to be going through all of these mods that are installed for the Steam Deck, and I'm going to tell you which ones are good and which ones are bad, I suppose. So, first of all, we'll start off with this kind of table. So, here we have all the items that I featured in my previous videos. So if you go back on my channel, you should see installation guides for all of these. And this is the price that I paid in euro. So at the end of the day, I spent 933 euro on all of this. Now you might be thinking, wait a second, for 933 euro, can't I just buy, one of those Asus ROG Ally or whatever it's called? Yeah, Asus ROG Ally. We buy, let's see. All right, see how much they are here. Yeah, so they're around 949 euros, so pretty much exactly the same. And this has much better performance, full HD screen, 120 hertz, and more RAM as well, so 24 gigabytes of RAM. So yeah, if you're looking for better performance, you would definitely not spend this much on a Steam Deck, and you would get one of these instead. But the reason why I got the Steam Deck and just modded the living shit out of it is because for heavier games, I will be using the Steam Deck to stream using Moonlight, because my PC is pretty good. My PC is better than this thing, for example, since it's, not a handheld. And I don't mind, setting it up for streaming purposes only. And yeah, so it's still a bit of a waste of money, but it's not as ridiculous. And I think the Steam Deck controls are a little bit, more intuitive, a little bit better. And I wanted to give, SteamOS a good test. And it's pretty good so far, much better than I expected. So anyway, we'll start off with the mods. So this is the back buttons kit. So most of these things I got them from AliExpress, and Jesus fucking Christ, what is this bullshit? Okay, good. So anyway, it's just a sticker that you stick on the back. If I go to my webcam here, right, yeah, if I go to my webcam here, so this is the Steam Deck here. It's inside its case. So the case is pretty good, because it's like, a lot smaller than the official case, so you can throw it into your bag much easier. And it comes with like, a nice kickstand. Now I did do a lot of kind of mods to this case alone, so, but anyway, this is the buttons here. So the problem I had with the original buttons, which weren't raised, is they're sitting very flat against the Steam Deck, so it's hard to press them with your fingers. But now, since they're risen, it's a lot easier to press them. Yeah, so this button kit, I would say, is a 100% recommendation, or good, I would say. So yeah, especially at that price, it's fairly fucking cheap. I'm looking here and it's even cheaper again, so I guess I got a bit ripped off, but whatever. Now, the next thing is the protection kit. Now, what this comes with is protection for the trackpads, protection for the back buttons, and protection for the I/O, and protection for the vents as well. Now, this is good if you're not modding a lot. So if you're only going to install like kind of one mod, get this. This is pretty good. So you'll see in the video that I did install it, but I actually ended up removing all of it due to other mods. So for this case, I'll say it's bad, but good if you don't have any other mods. And I'm gonna put this table in the YouTube description. Hopefully I don't get banned for all these links, but it should be grand. All right, so next one is the 2-pack screen protector. So yeah, I paid like 12 euro for this thing. I think there's some kind of sale. Yeah, there's the welcome deal or whatever that thing's called. So this is just, you know, a standard screen protector that you need for the Steam Deck. I didn't notice any kind of difference between it. Now, this is because I did buy the Steam Deck OLED 512 gigs, which doesn't come with, I'll show you here. So if you buy the 1 terabyte one, it comes with this anti-glare etched glass, which this one doesn't. So I don't know how the Steam or how the display will behave if you use this thing along with the etched glass. Yeah. So, you know, I'll probably recommend just getting this Steam Deck anyway, and then upgrading the storage if that's all you need, because, you know, the anti-glare glass, it kind of takes away some of the brightness as well. But yeah, say it should be fine. But anyway, this is a must. You know, it's kind of the same if you have this on your phone, you would obviously have it on your Steam Deck. Now, next one is the JSOX mod case. So it looks like this by default, and it is pretty good, you know, pretty good protection. Now you will see in the photo here that the kickstand looks a little bit different to what my one looks like. And this is because I cut a hole in here because I'm using a different backplate. So you can see here in the normal Steam Deck, the backplate, the ventilation is going like, you know, horizontally. Whereas in this new backplate that I added, it's going vertically, so it was interfering with this thing. I just cut a hole in it, and you can still reuse the case somewhat with this mod, so that's good. And I do like this case. It has good grips here. Yeah, so over here, there's good grips, and you know, it does protect the Steam Deck all around, and also has the cover, so it's nice. The Steam Deck is nice and portable. Then. And it's also not too expensive, so, you know, there is like cases I've seen that are like €100 and whatnot, so the D brand ones anyway. So yeah, this is good. Alright, so yeah, next one is this vinyl skin. Now, for some reason in AliExpress I had a bit of trouble getting vinyl skins. The first one I ordered got automatically returned or something, but yeah. So far, this skin is holding up okay. So these parts here are holding up okay. By the way, it has been around like almost 2 months since I did all these mods. I'm just kind of getting around to editing all the videos now, but anyway. So after like 2 months of having the skin, you can see that the top of it is like starting to peel off. Now, it's not really a big deal, to be honest, because the case kind of blocks it. But if you don't have a case, you will see it probably completely peel off. And the same thing for the bottom. It's, you know, the hell is going on with the camera? Christ, what is going on, man? All right. Yeah, so it's the same with the bottom. It's like, you know, starting to peel off, and the case is just kind of keeping in place. But other than that, the front still looks pretty good. It's pretty durable, so that's good. Now the back I did have a bit of problems where in these areas, you see where the fold is, it was like starting to peel up. I actually removed the skin. Well, I didn't really remove the skin. I put in a new backplate, and the new backplate is obviously not compatible with the skin, so I just didn't bother putting it on or modding it. But it's still stuck on the old backplate. But anyway, yeah, that's fine. So this skin is kind of, it's okay. It's not good, it's not bad. But, for €8, yeah, so for €8, it's not bad. Like, if you just want it as a kind of anti-scratch thing, that's pretty good. So I would say it's worth it. So good, but only if you are using the front one. Yeah, because the back one, I did have some problems with it, and it wasn't great. All right, next thing is these joysticks. So this is the glue kit joystick, again from AliExpress. This is a little bit better than the stock joysticks, simply because they're a Hall effect, so you can lock in the dead zone to be 0. However, with the glue kit, if you rotate the joystick fully, instead of going around in a circle, it goes around in a square. And I did show it off in the video, so if you want to see what I mean by going in the square, so when you spin like the joystick, instead of spinning around in a circle, it spins around kind of in a square. So yeah, it's kind of weird if you never came across this before, which I didn't, and I was kind of like surprised, like what the heck, why is this a square? But anyway, so this I'm gonna say no, because we have better joystick here. So if you're gonna go with the joystick, don't go with the glue kit one. Now next one is the storage. So I got this on Skyrim, or fucking not Skyrim, on fucking Amazon. So yeah, I actually went down in price, so not bad. Yeah, so there isn't a lot of these kind of, NVMe drives, so especially 2TB ones. So yeah, just kind of find which one is, I don't know, I suppose the cheapest one. They're all kind of the same. This Kingston Jesus Christ looked a bit dodgy, so I didn't bother getting this one. I got this one since it's, it has 7 gigabytes of read and write speed, which the Steam Deck never hits, but anyway, it's alright. So this is just, a nice cheap way of upgrading to 2 terabytes. I think it's actually the same price. So let's see, 137. And then here, if we do 560. Oh yeah, so it's actually €110 difference for 500 gig upgrade here. So for €20 more, you're getting quadruple the upgrade, which is why you should kind of go this route. So yeah, for this one, I'm gonna say it's good. Now you probably don't need that much storage, to be honest, because like all the indie games that you'll be playing aren't that big, especially if you buy a one. Oops, I put it in the wrong place anyway. Looks like, but anyway, yeah, especially if you buy a 1.5 terabyte micro SD card. Now you can buy 2 terabyte micro SD card, and by the way, don't buy SD cards off AliExpress. Buy them off like Amazon, because every time I bought an SD card of AliExpress, even though it was a not like a super cheap price but a reasonable price, I still got scammed. So yeah, fuck it, just buy them on Amazon. Yeah, so you can buy 2 terabyte ones, but look at the price difference here. It's 108 for 1 terabyte. It was even lower before, so 100 for 1 terabyte, then 178 for 2 terabytes. So you're paying, again, like €100 for 500 gigabytes. So yeah, it's just not worth getting the 2 terabyte one. So the 1.5 terabytes one is the kind of ideal spot. And yeah, so it's pretty good. Fairly easy to like swap these out as well, since you know they're kind of open. So yeah, that's good anyway. So yeah, my Steam Deck has 3.5 TB of storage, and it's not really. I loaded up a shit ton of like emulators, a shit ton of other random fucking games, and yeah, I still have loads of space. So yeah, you won't run out basically. Put this setup here. Actually, how much does this thing have? Oh wow, this thing actually has 1 TB. Okay, so this is looking like a really good value actually, if you need the more performance. But anyway, the last mod is this. So the difference between these, fuck off, and these good kit ones is when you spin the circle around, when you spin the joystick around after you configure it, instead of like a square, it's kind of like an oval kind of thingy. Yeah, you'll see it in my video anyway. But yeah, it's not perfect like the original thumbsticks, but it's also a lot better than the GoodKeep ones, and you get the advantage of Hall effect. So you can put the dead zone in the SteamOS settings to the minimum, and it'll be good. And then if it ever starts kind of drifting away, all you need to do is just need to reconfigure it, or reconfigure it, and then it'll be back to normal again, since it's just magnets. And it's fairly easy to reconfigure. All you do is just take off the back cover of the Steam Deck and then just press like a few buttons and you'll be good to go. And then also mod case. Oh yeah, before I talk about that, I also got the tighter Hall effect joystick. So what that means is the joysticks are kind of a little bit harder to rotate. But yeah, I found it to be, a little bit more responsive. And if you turn the joystick and then let go, the tighter version goes back to the center position a little bit quicker. So that's also kind of an advantage if you're doing, flicks and stuff like that, which I'm not. But if you are, it also has a matte surface. So it's a little bit more grippy than all the other ones. Because this one was just kind of like, glossy surface. So it was quite slippy. Yeah. And so I wasn't actually planning to buy this mod case, but since it came with a deal, so you see I paid 40 euro, so that essentially means I'm paying 20 euro for these things, and then another 20 euro for the mod case, which is a fairly decent deal, I think. So yeah, that's just why I got that. So the mod case, you just install it like your normal case, and it's slightly transparent. Now you can't really see it on mine because the case is also slightly transparent. So you have a slightly transparent back plate, a slightly transparent case, and so you can't actually see anything inside the Steam Deck. But if you didn't have the case on, you could actually see a little bit inside the Steam Deck, which is, kind of cool. But anyway, the whole point of this mod case thing is it's meant to reduce your temperatures a little bit. So instead of the the vents being here, they're vertical, and so there's fresher air going to the CPU. And I did, like, when I was doing my testing in the video, you'll see that the temperatures, they dropped by around 5 degrees, which is, all right, like 3 to 5 degrees, which is, better than nothing, I suppose. I was testing though with Hogwarts Legacy, which is a very difficult game to run. The boys here, they were saying that if you do like indie games, the temperature drops are even higher, up to like 10 degrees, but I don't know, like the Steam Deck doesn't really get hot when playing indie games anyway, so that's kind of a dumbass test, but it is what it is. But yeah, would I say the case is worth it? I don't know, not really. Like, your Steam Deck becomes incompatible with pretty much every skin and pretty much most cases. Oh yeah, so one thing I forgot to mention is to make this case, or to make this, what you call it, yeah, this back cover work, I had to cut out the hole here from the case. Now I did a pretty good job, so it looks all right. But yeah, just be warned, like if you're getting this backplate, you will also have to cut your case, and depending on what case you have, it might like fuck up the case. If you have the JSOX case, it's actually fine. Yeah, so after cutting this thing, and then after cutting the back, the metal here, you know, it turned out all right. So yeah, in this case, I would recommend you just get the joysticks and without the mod case. So that's what I'm gonna do. So good joysticks, not so good case. And so yeah. So yeah, if you look at all the kind of stuff. Oh yeah, also the last thing is I didn't include this in the table because I didn't want to get it, but maybe people would want to get it. So basically it's this thing. So the Steam Deck has, you know, the kind of membrane buttons, whereas this thing, it replaces the membrane buttons with clicky buttons. However, from the videos I've seen, they were quite loud, which isn't, you know, great. And also the Steam Deck buttons on their own, I don't know if you can hear that, but they're clicky enough, like, to be honest, like, they feel good. I'm happy with those. This thing is not too good, so maybe the D-pad, so maybe you could get this mod and only put it on the D-pad, but to be honest, I couldn't be bothered. I don't really use the D-pad too much, and if I do, it's just kind of, you know, once in a while, like healing or whatever, so that's grand, and I don't need to heal often, so yeah. So yeah, you know, that's why I didn't put this into the table, but I'll just leave it here because you might be interested in this, because it is pretty cool mod, like, yeah. But anyway, if we look at all the kind of recommended stuff, the only bad stuff is the Ghoulie ones, because at this time when I bought these, I didn't know these existed. I only found these out when I was researching why these are so shit. But yeah, otherwise I wouldn't have bought them. I would have bought this straight away, because for some reason, like, this thing, you can't really find it that much. All you hear about is Ghoulie, which sort of makes sense since the Ghoulie was first and then the handheld DIY stuff came after, but yeah, it's a good bit better. And also, in theory, slightly cheaper as well. Yeah. So yeah, if we leave out all the kind of bad stuff, it only comes out to, what, like 25 euro? So yeah, that's not really gonna make any dent. So you're still, like, you know, spending 900 bucks on the top of the line kind of Steam Deck that you can get. So yeah, I'll be kind of making another video on the software side of the Steam Deck, because there actually is a surprising amount of stuff in terms of like streaming to your PC, streaming to your PS5, the emulation station thingy for the Steam Deck, or Deck MU, whatever it's called. So yeah, there's like a lot of cool stuff, like more cool stuff than I thought there would be. Yeah, so with the Steam Deck, I'm able to stream games from my PC, like with very low latency, stream games from my PS5 with very low latency as well. And so yeah, and if you set up a VPN, you can do it like from wherever you want, and yeah, that's pretty cool. But anyway, that's enough talk for another video. So yeah, overall, would I recommend you spending this much on a Steam Deck? No, I don't think so. It's not really worth it, especially with stuff like this hovering around the same price. Yeah. But if you really like, you know, the double trackpads and the kind of native SteamOS and all that kind of stuff, then yeah, Steam Deck is kind of the only option. Oh yeah, also another thing is Steam Deck OLED anyway. This OLED screen is actually really good. I don't actually think there's any other handheld PC that has an OLED screen. Yeah, it doesn't actually say what it is, but as you can see here, it's 500 nit brightness. Steam Deck goes all the way up to 1000. So it's pretty good. So if we Google for handheld gaming PC with OLED screen. Oops, forgot the N. Jesus. Okay, this is kind of fucking shite. Let's see if Google has a better result. Okay. Yeah, so this looks good. Okay, so there are two OLED PCs right now, the Aya Neo Air and the Steam Deck OLED. So yeah, well, this was 9 months ago, so it might not be, you know, super up to date. But yeah, looks like there isn't so much. Let me close all this shit. Okay. So Aya Neo Air 1S. Let's see what this is like. All right. So yeah, it's kind of like more of an Xbox kind of layout, I suppose. Maybe good, maybe not. What is going on here? Oh, okay, so their marketing is like really light. Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, it should be just as fast as a Steam Deck, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, probably faster since yeah, definitely faster, I think. Well, yeah, let's see the price of this thing if it's even out yet. Okay, nice. They actually use Hall effect triggers, which is good. So yeah, might be something to look out for if you can buy it. Okay, it's actually decent price. 16 gigs RAM, 1 terabytes. Okay, nice. Then what about the Zotac Zone gaming handheld? This thing. Okay, so it looks like it's using the same CPU, 8840U. Right. Yeah, 8840U. So they're both using the same CPU, so not too bad. Okay, the nice thing here is it actually has 2 USB ports. So, oh, and this has a full-size M.2. Okay, so this is actually pretty good. Oh, nice. So they actually tried to copy SteamOS or Steam Deck a good bit with the trackpads here. So yeah, this might be an interesting one, but I don't think it's running or optimized for SteamOS. Yeah, probably using oh nice, actually using Hall effect from the get-go. So yeah, this might be a nice one to get instead of the Steam Deck. Yeah, 800 nits and 120 FPS. So yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, the Steam Deck only goes up to 90. Yeah, and it's AMOLED display. Yeah, let's look at the specifications here. Yeah, so it's full HD screen, so that's not bad. Yeah, so this will be very cheap to upgrade since it's the proper sized M.2. So that's pretty good. Oh, it even has a camera. Okay, nice. Only has 2 programmable buttons at the back. The Steam Deck has 4. Steam Deck only charges to 45 watts, so this will charge a little bit faster. Okay, so it comes with Windows 11, which isn't great at the moment, but you can, install Bazoid on it and it'll be fine. Yeah, so not bad. The Zotac one's actually looking good. Let's see if I can buy it and see what price it's at. Okay. The fuck, where is it? Okay, man, this fucking search is useless. Let's see. Jesus, what is this fucking UI? Christ. Well, where's... Okay, so it looks like it's all bought out. Alright, scan probably has it. Oh, wow, okay. So this thing is 499 pounds. Pounds to euros. Oh wow, that's actually pretty good. Yeah, 600 euros. That's cheaper than this than the 1 TB Steam Deck. But this does come with 512 gigs, I think. What the fuck? It doesn't even say the specs. That is so dumb. Yeah. But anyway, even if it is 512 gigs, that's like pretty good. Yeah. Or 578, because the Steam Deck itself... Yeah, so it's like pretty much exactly the same price as a Steam Deck, just a little bit higher by a couple of euros. So yeah, this is a nice one to look out for if you're looking for a bit more performance. And obviously with this one, since they already have the Hall effect joysticks, you won't need to buy any Hall effect joysticks. And they also have the Hall effect triggers as well, so there's currently kind of no mod on the Steam Deck to allow that, but it is what it is. So yeah, pretty cool system here. So yeah, anyway, thank you boys for watching, and I'll see you next video. Bye bye.